If you pay attention, this is no put down to our people. It ain't no put down or none of that. But if you pay attention to us, we still, at some point, we still is damaged doing the physical slavery, because even when it comes to physical things, whether it's doing something in the house or whether it's not, our people have that mindset. They still want to, they still in a way is charging you for things, and they may not even be aware of the trait. Some of our people is not aware of it, but it's there. They may call it something else, but really the reality of it is, uh, we our people is suffering. We're suffering from slave syndrome, because we feel that even in a sneaky slight, we still feel like that the only way I'm gonna get up and do this here is they got to work for it some kind of way, whether it's washing a few dishes, whether it's this and that. What I'm saying is, I'm trying to, like, I pay attention to things more, and you can see where we are damaged. You see what I'm saying? We are definitely damaged. We're definitely, um, you can see it. We do things with each other. Um, we got to learn how that, and that's the thing. When you do something, or if you want to do something, I don't. You don't want to do nothing to like look for something in return, and it's kind of difficult is to address these issues because we so used to being um, conditioned a certain way. You see what I'm saying? Our people is conditioned is to be against each other. And it goes back to the point we got to start valuing each other. I did a video about this before. I said this many times. We have, we, we have, you can see the Stockholm Syndrome is running rapidly. And sometimes we don't even know it. We'll say things like, oh, well, I'm not like that. And the reality of it is, you is like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't, can't, because we gotta build up the walls of each other. You know what I'm saying? That's what it takes. We gotta build up the walls. We got to learn how to love and value and look and think a lot of each other. Look, you see what I'm saying? We got to learn how to value each other. We don't even. It's like this other brother on YouTube. I love him a great deal. I really do. But I ain't gonna lie, it's difficult. It's very difficult because when you got people doing things, when they got a Caucasian mindset, and when you come into this truth, our people have a Caucasian mindset in different many ways. You don't have to necessarily look white or to be what they call what this modern day stuff mix this and that. You don't have to look look. It's not even about how you look. You see what I'm saying? It's not. I know an elderly lady. She's a kind of brown skinned lady, darker than me. She have European features, but her father's still a so-called black man. Her mother's still a so-called black woman. Both of their parents are black. Now maybe somewhere down the line, but they got and they have darker skin. Some people in my family, I know that because they got the smaller features, what they call the smaller lips, and our people are so caught up into that, and they identify that naturally. Your hair, the hair color, the way you look doesn't determine your nationality. It's about the seed of the father. It's about the spirit. If your spirit bear witness, according to the Bible, even though I have to admit that I need to jump and I need to have more. It's there. I need to have more faith, and I need to exercise the faith that I have. And so I can admit that I need to exercise more of my faith and do better. Da da da. This and that and the third. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you don't have to look like a Caucasian to be one. You got people who are very dark, who has that mindset. You got, like, if you take a look at my brother, and I call him a brother because he's still a brother, and I try to address, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the man's position, his profession. Maybe that's what he's good at. You see what I'm saying? As being a private investigator. Y'all know who I'm talking about. My brother, Mr. Bunny Hunter D. He said he hunt humans for a living. No, brother. That means you are a slave, and you means you are against yourself. That's what it means. Because you actually is against yourself when you say stuff like that. You got on your video a couple of days ago, and he told some people that picked up their car, and he said they didn't make payments on it, and he had to pick it up for collateral and this and that. He said, "Don't let me bother you," and what's the other word he used? I'll send people either to the hospital or I send them to the grave. To say something like that before millions of people, prove he is a slave. Prove that he is enslaved, because all throughout the book, the Bible proves that what he just said, he's worse than the heathens. So he learned the way, he had the ways and the mindset of a European. He does. You can see it if you watch his videos. And this is not me coming for this brother. I'm not coming for this brother, and I don't want people to come in the comment section and be saying that. That's not, I'm just saying. I'm saying, look, I'm not degrading. I'm just saying our brother is, it's a whole, like, look, you have to understand, being a so-called police officer, a black person, it's a psychological, deep history behind the reason why our people choose to be in the field like that. You see what I'm saying? Because only a so-called, now, if he would have said, now think about what he said. He said, I send people to the graveyard, or I put them in the hospital. I was so disturbed by that video, I didn't even know what to do. So what I'm thinking in my mind, I guarantee you, if he was doing that to a squad team, so-called white men, and the people that's over him, and made threats like that, I'm just saying, if he just said something like that and was taking that and putting the homies, the heinous on them, or putting the onus on them, I'll say onus. Okay, I said it right. I said it wrong the first time. Put the onus on them. His whole YouTube channel, I guarantee you, they would come after him for that. But by him, they know it's geared toward his own people, us in particular. They okay with it. They're gonna be like, oh, we're cool with it. But he wouldn't say that to them. You see what I'm saying? He put people in the ground. So when he say people, he ain't really just coming out saying, he'll tell you it's not about race. I don't care who you are. You can see my videos. Thought I'd see me doing white people, throw it Asian people. It doesn't really matter. If you don't do this here, I don't look at color. Look, it's not, I understand it's not about that. But God deals with nations of people. God deals with nations. That's in Genesis chapter 13 and 15. It talked about Israel, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American. Before we was going into slavery, he said after that nation served their slavery, he was talking about us. We was going to have to serve. It was prophesied that we would be a slave to the so-called white man decades ago, even during biblical time, before we live in this time now. It was all prophesied that it would happen. And you can see Brother Bunny Hunter D is actually fulfilling the prophecy of being a slave to his own people. He may not even realize it. Now, he may look at this video and say, well, I understand that that's just his thoughts. This is my field. I'm good at it. This and that. I don't look at it. Well, perhaps if he want to see it that way, fine. I just feel like it's just a regular job like any other. Now, it's just my honest opinion. That's what he probably would say. This and that and the third. But it is slavery. That's what it is. It's slavery. You see what I'm saying? That is anything that is unrighteous, like to say that against your own people, that's slavery. To go out there and drive your car without a driver's license, and they stop it. If you can do that and not worry about getting pulled over by Esau, the white man, then that's free. But if you go out there and drive your car, anybody know, if you go out there and drive your car, the nation of people, the so-called white man that's over everything, gonna pull you over, probably take your driver's license if it's expired, tow your damn car, and you probably get locked up. Now, if you saying you living in America and you say we live in the land of the free, we're not in the land of the free. It's not free here. You clearly can see that all throughout the Bible. Baruch 3:8, it says we are yet this day in our captivity. Captivity is another word for bondage or slavery. That's what it means. Bondage or slavery. So he is a perfect example of being a slave because you can tell by the way he talks. Brother Bunny Hunter D is the modern day new Hitler. Matter of fact, I would dare to say he's probably worse than Hitler. He just have that mindset. His mindset is and thought process is where it is. You see what I'm saying? And so when I look at people that tell you to do certain things, it can be such as picking up something. If you pay attention to people when they speaking to you, you'll know that they'll say things like, well, you stay here, you should do something here. Where you live here, you should do this here. Where you stay, this and that and the third. They're gonna say that. But if you spiritual, you can see the psychological deep. There's a deep psychology behind all of that. But they don't have sense enough to see it because they are like they don't. Maybe some of them don't know. Some of them is not aware of it. But they are actually enslaving their own our people. We can actually enslave each other if we're not careful and don't even know that we're doing that. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the Most High said it is better to do some self-examination. What does the word racism mean? The word racism just simply means a nation of people who is oppression and over another people. It means power over another person. Now, when you look at in the world and society today, if you go out there and you physically assault somebody, right? The other person can actually call, like, think about it. If you miss a payment on your car, and you say, you can't go up and you can't say, like, this goes back to Brother Bunny Hunter D. I'm not paying shit, and I'm not giving up this car. I'm not doing nothing. You don't have no say so in that because they looking at it like this here. This is my property, and you're gonna give me my property. And his words will be, okay, if anybody got a problem with it, or any brother, or any man, or whatever, I'm gonna buy them. Meaning he gonna slam them to the ground, or he gonna throw out basically that he's a professional fighter and all of that. That's slavery. Anytime you living in a society where you can't get nothing free, that's slavery. Anytime you living in a position, if you fail to meet a water bill or any kind of payment or something, if you still living in a land where you got to pay for your food, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for to eat, you got to pay to do all of this here. Anytime you living in a land to where you got to pay for that, pay for water bill, what is that? That is a definition of slavery. That's a restriction. Why? Why do I know that? Because if you fail to meet any payment, nobody won't disagree with this here. If you fail to meet a light bill, any of that stuff, guess what's gonna happen? Your shit getting turned off. If that ain't slavery, then what is that? What is that? Anytime the Most High say you living in a land to where you subject to you gotta pay, and if you don't pay, what they do? They come take your shit. What is that? That's slavery. That's what it is. If you get on the road and you drive a car, plain James car, no license tag, no sticker, no none of that, and Esau pull you over, what's gonna happen? If the so-called white man pull you over, what's gonna happen? They're gonna tow that damn car. They're gonna probably take your driver's license and freeze them and suspend them. Now I know they will. There's no shadow of a doubt they're gonna do that. Not only that, they're gonna tell you to take and put your hands behind your back and you going into custody. Now, what is that? Tell me what it is. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't prove me wrong on that. That's slavery. That simple thing let you know it's slavery. Now I'm on my other channel talking about this is my other channel that is not my business channel. This is my channel where I'm up front. This is my Hebrew channel. So I'm not speaking the same thing that I'm speaking over on my other channel. Now the people over there, they don't have this. They don't know. They probably don't know nothing about this channel. They might, I don't know. But I use my channel for different things. I have another channel I talk about other stuff, but on this channel I'm raw and I tell it like it is. I don't care what I say here. But I'm not using my other channel for this here. But I'm doing it for a reason. If y'all want to know more about it, I'll explain it in another video on another channel. But anyway, I'm out, people. Yeah. So I turn around and get you. Oops. Oh, sorry.